What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another RZA Gaming Raid Cam. I am RZA. Today we're on Rustralasia main server, one of the biggest vanilla official servers, also now featuring a European server, so make sure you check it out. The base we're looking at, though, is a base owned by a clan called TGB, and their compound is massive, incorporating a starter base and a main base, a furnace base, triple external high walls in some areas, lots of TCs around there, a lot of protection by sentries. It's going to be an interesting online defense. The clan that's raiding, though, is a group better known as the Offliners. That's right, they've dubbed themselves that. I don't know how they got the name, but it makes it for an interesting raid, for an online raid on a clan like TGB. Now, these guys are running all the way from the snow, so they're going to have to find a pretty good mode of transport, and it seems like a popular one at the moment, the ribs. And they're going to load them up, and we're going to get out in the ocean, and we've got to travel across to that desert and see if we can get a raid going down. Starting to look very similar to the previous raid, number 9, where we saw TGB perform an online raid on another clan on main. It seems like a pretty popular way to travel these days. It's the quickest way, and it is definitely the most inconspicuous way than running a group of 12, 15 plus across a map. Slowly creeping up now, and the sun has begun to go down as they are rolling up on the coast near on the base of TGB. Now, they've decided to put the fob down in the cover of darkness. It's definitely a very, very, very good decision, as TGB wouldn't let them stand a chance. But I have received word that TGB are actually out on another raid at the moment and aren't home. There may be a couple of guys there, but here they are now. They're rocking back in their compound. The entire clan has just rolled in the rear entry to their base compound. I think things are about to get a little heated up in this desert. Yes, it's right, the L96s are off, and TGB are fully aware that there is a brand shiny new fob outside their front door. TGB aren't wasting any time, and they have sent out a couple of guys who have encountered a wolf straight off the bat, but AK fire and sniper rifle fire between the two already, and it is already beginning to be an excellent online raid. TGB seem to have been able to surround the FOB, or the forward operating base at this time. We've not seen any sign of the offliners exiting that compound, and they are all holed up inside the FOB at the moment. TGB are going to have to work quick here. If they're going to want to sort of stop them from pushing through and getting rockets into a breach, they're going to have to hit first and hit them hard. So it looks like they're at their front gate. They've got no chance of coming out. So they've got the snipers on the roof of their main compound base. As you can see, the clan is sort of making some sort of push out, putting sentries down in the compound. I don't think it's all over. And it looks like TGB are here to make the first move. They are sending Rocketeers out, and they are on the rear of the FOB, and they are rocketing into the FOB before these guys have even had a chance to put a rocket into TGB. M249 on the roof taking down one of the Rocketeers, but it's not stopping TGB. Looks like they're still going to rocket into that compound and try and push in before they can get out. Sealed the breach of the FOB. Plenty of AK fire going on there, but it stopped TGB from pushing through and actually putting rockets into the FOB itself. The offliners have been taken down, and TGB are pushing up, but another offliner's taken out 2 or 3 of the TGB guys, and the offliners actually taking back control of the outside of the FOB at the moment. TGB with an excellent kill there. A couple of offliners are pushing up slowly, using caution. It's It's always going to be hard when it's a 4v1 and you haven't got any backup. You're out there on your own, but he's doing a pretty good job. I wonder if TGB can hold it up. We got snipers up on the hill. We've got guys up atop there, returning fire back to all members of the offliners, but what an excellent play. 2 offliners have taken out that cheeky TGB member, but well played to him and well played to them as well. Taking out, slowly taking all the field, taking control. I'm hoping to see some rockets go in and actually start a breach. Looks like we're getting a hard push from the offliners on the right-hand side, pushing back from multiple TGB members pushing out from their main, and I'm just going to let this play out. It is an absolute war zone. We have AK fire just spraying everywhere. TGB keeping the pressure on for the offliners, walling down for protection. They've lost a member there, but it looks like they're still holding up. They're holding their ground. TGB aren't able to advance on the offliners. First rockets have gone off now for the breach of the TGB high external stone walls, and we've got AK coverage with bolties and L96s. Turn fire back from the M249 up a moisty on the roof, covering that ground, keeping that pressure on while the Rocketeers from the offliners are able to start rocketing in. Now, look at that distance between there. That is a massive gap between the breach and where they're firing the rockets from. I haven't seen this before, but it's probably their safest bet, especially with all the L96. We'll probably have the new 8x scope and making their life a little bit more difficult. Second set of high external walls now have been breached, but we've not seen anybody push through just yet, but the rockets continue to fly. The airlock for the TGB compound has now been compromised, and the rockets are just being pummeled into the side of this base, and they are making a mark. Very unusual to see, though. We're not seeing anybody in the breach. TGB haven't pushed out from their compound either. They're holding it back. They're taking it easy, sort of seeing what the offliners can do, but these rockets are just relentless. They are just one after the other. TGB are going to have to make a move here. They're going to have to compromise the loot and get out there and put their fight up. There's one in the compound now. We're starting to see them move around, getting those kits, returning fire to the breach team as they try to push through. TGB upgrading and repairing their base in the breach. It's very, very smart. It's going to cost more rockets. They've got to slow them down somehow, and that's a good way to do it. TGB members holding up their compound, fighting and giving their all, while the offliners continue to push rockets through into the breach, returning fire, making life absolute hell. The pressure is really on inside that TGB main base now. They don't want to sort of lose control of that main base. Once they're underneath them, you know, it's sort of hard to shoot down from the gun galleries. They're pushing through the airlock. It's going to be up to the outside team for TGB. Out of TC on the airlock exposed there, but it's not going to be much help to them at the moment. Oh, what's happened? I think they've rocketed themselves. I'm not sure what happened, whether that was a PvP rocket from TGB, but it's definitely taken out 2 of their Rocketeers, but it doesn't stop them. The rockets are still coming. They are flying, and they are making the mark. PvP rocket from TGB out there. I would say that's where it come from before, and taking out a few of the members from the offliners, but it doesn't stop the rockets from flying. They are pushing through now and exposing loot rooms. Soon we'll expect the breach team to push through while they're rocketing to put the ladders up and make a move inside the TGB main base. The offliner taking out a TGB member around the back now. Looks like he's lost his mate. There's been a bit of a fight here, and there's a bit of a bottleneck with a gate, and the ladders are up. The loot rooms are exposed. How many loot rooms, I don't know, but it looks like they're making progress. It is really great to see an online raid with this level of PvP. It makes for an excellent raid for everyone. It's really fun to see. It's fun to watch. TGB pushing back out now. Oh, it's just 1 for 1. TGB pushing out as a naked, but he hasn't seen the 2 offliners behind him, and he's been mowed down. Ladders are up, and we got the offliners are officially inside their main base now. Big roller door up. He's going to chuck the rocket in there, but he's missed it. He's pulled out the M249 and he's missed it. C4 down, and he's going to show him who not to mess with. Main base is now overrun with the offline as well. TGB pushed from the outside compound. As I was saying before, if they're going to lose the inside, they're going to have to push from their starter. The PvP game is strong from both TGB and the offliners. Seeing about a 1 for 1, you know, they get a kill, and then you see the offliners get a kill, and then another one comes in, and it's keeping it very, very even. It's very good to see. It's not just a one-sided battle here. It's very two-sided with plenty of gunfire going on to make this very difficult to commentate. TGB making a play here. He's got the jump on the offliner. He has got a kill. 2 more TGB members pushing up, covering him as well, and looting as many bodies as they can to keep those kits flowing. They've got full control of the rear side of the compound behind main base now, and it's looking good for TGB.
Leave Melonhead alone.
But here we go, the second wave of the offliners as they've dropped loot off, and they are coming back in full force. TGB have tried to seal the breach with a wooden external wall, but it's no match for the rockets from these guys. TGB with a double barrel shotgun with the incend rounds, slowing down the offliner with an AK spray, and he is hurt badly. Very, very lucky he didn't go down with that. Unfortunately, that naked's day is dusted, but more plays being made by TGB in the last-ditch effort to take control back of their compound and regain control of their main. The offliners are showing a really, really strong game around the back of the compound here, taking control, but that sentry is going to slow them down. They're not able to push up while they're getting also fire from TGB from the top of that gatehouse. 3 TGB members coming around. Absolute carnage. 3 or 4 TGB members walked. They were full, ready to go, and they just got mowed down. AK fire. This is insane. Look at the body bags. Look at the bodies. Inside, we've got guys destroying bags, and they are still pushing through for a raid, but it looks like they're slowing down. I haven't heard a rocket for a while. At the moment, they're just draining out that sentry, getting rid of the ammo, medding up. And they're probably hoping they can get in there and push around a little bit further. Oh, TGB getting the fire straight from their gatehouse, but it's not the offliners. They're taking control of that main, and they're sort of pushing back out. TGB holding from the gatehouses. Naked's running out to get the loot, but look, that M249 is coming from the fob. That fob is really well placed and keeping the heat on pretty much all sides of this main base. Probably be another reason, unlucky mate, another reason why they're able to hold the rear. The fob cannot see obviously around the rear, but plenty of fire, plenty of PvP, plenty of deaths.
Andy!
Oh yeah, give us a kit. I'll give you an AK.
Good shooting from TGB, taking out the offliners, and TGB are asking for kits.
So
They've got to be running low, but they're doing an excellent defense. There you can see the M249 just absolutely keeping that field under control, stopping anyone from running in. Haven't seen a counter raid yet either. Night is beginning to fall, and the gunfire hasn't ceased and isn't slowing down. They are just giving it on their all, but I think, from what I've seen, TGB are slowing down slightly because they're running out of the kits. There's double barrels going off. They're down to pistols, weapons, double barrels. Okay, so I've been told that the raid is as good as over. There was over 115 rockets roughly used on this raid. They got a lot of kits. They didn't hit the prime loot, but the loot that they did get back to the fob was actually reclaimed by TGB when the offliners ran it to the boats to try and get it home. That's another story for another day. This raid is as good as over. Make sure you stick around. We have a TGB member called Ishy doing a bit of a rap for us for an outro. It's just for fun. Make sure you hit the like, make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
The name's Ishy. I'm sorry, but these lyrics might get a little fishy. Yeah. Now Riz's raid cams always tell a really great story, but TGB will always be soaking up all the fucking glory. We could have raided you and killed the server on Friday night by raiding Spade, making them fade. We ended that night with the main base, leaving no trace of our plans. There needs to be more clans. Moist with the M2, you're gonna need some proof. Please get off the roof, you are giving us a spook. Almost gave us a fright on Saturday night, coming 13 deep. You went so deep, almost making us weep. Rockets flying, left you dying, got you lying. You think you drew the raid against TGB, now you need a plan B. That wasn't the case as we chased you. Running to the water, you felt my mortar. Taking back the kits, you get the gist. Tagged up as the offliners, we called it a draw, so you could give us some more. Feel our fist, hit your face, get out of our space. Smearing the remains of the offliners all over the place, it's just a disgrace. In all honesty though, thanks for the online. We'll be sure to return the favour sometime. That's Ishy out.
What's up?